This is Duke University.
Welcome to the commencement ceremony for Bachelor of Science degree recipients of the Pratt School of Engineering. Grads, you were awesome this morning in the ballpark, but isn't it great to be back graduating on the Duke campus in Cameron Arena? Is that great or what? First, I'd like to recognize the graduates, our class of 2015. Congratulations on completing the most rigorous course of study at Duke University. Would you all please stand so that your friends, family, and supporters can acknowledge you? Thank you. You know, my next line was going to be to ask all of the parents, brothers, sisters, grandparents, family, and friends of the graduate students to stand and be recognized for your roles, but you're already standing, so stand up again. The reward for the sacrifices you have made to enable your loved ones to reach their fullest potential are apparent today and will be appreciated forever. Finally, let me add my Mother's Day wishes to the moms out there on this doubly special day for them. As the quirk of the calendar turns out, as you know, Duke's commencement frequently falls on Mother's Day, as does commencement at the Powder Blue University down the road. So I hope you've all already made your dinner reservations. Graduates, you all are graduating during a special year for Duke, our 75th anniversary as an engineering school. And what a year it has been. As a senior, you will be able to say, I graduated the year that we hosted more than 500 of our peers at Hack Duke, the country's largest collegiate hackathon focused on social good. And the year that one of our professors led a project that enabled a paralyzed young man to kick off the World Cup in Brazil, while another faculty member was featured by Alex Trebek on Jeopardy for developing the world's first working invisibility cloak. You will be able to say you were the last class to be advised for all 4 years by the great Dean Connie Simmons. Pretty special. And you will be able to say you graduated in the year of Coach K's 1,000th game. And of course, the men's basketball team's 5th national championship. And I should mention, because we just had reunion weekend, that when you come back for reunion, every 5 years, you'll be able to rub it into all the other reunion classes that this is the class that won all the national championships, 2010 and a bunch of those before that. So congratulations on that. While on the subject of basketball, let me say that what I think is so great and so appropriate about having these ceremonies here in Cameron Stadium, where so many successes have been celebrated. What's great about it is that your parents didn't have to sleep outside in tents for 3 months to get tickets. Isn't that great? It was so easy to come in. What's appropriate about it is that in this place that houses the heroes of the hardwoods, we are celebrating the future heroes of our society, the ones who will make the world more sustainable, more healthful, more secure, and more joyful. You are graduating at Duke Engineers' 75th anniversary, and when you return to campus for your 25th reunion, that will be our 100th year. I predict that you'll be proud to see how Pratt has continued on its upward trajectory, and I know everyone at Duke will be proud to see all the great things you have done to make the world a better place. In that spirit of joy and pride, I have a special surprise for you, a special championship banner that rightfully hangs now with the others in this revered arena. So for those of you right underneath the Jumbotron, it says Pratt School of Engineering Graduates Champions 2015. When I first came to Duke, all of my faculty colleagues told me, "You'll love our Duke students. They're not only incredibly smart, but also naturally curious and driven by a passion for giving back to society and changing the world." You have shown me what they meant. I have watched you play in the band, compete on the field, and collaborate in the lab. You have built and raced Duke's motorsports cars that do 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, and a battery electric car that placed second in the Echo Marathon competition with an efficiency of 346 kilometers per kilowatt hour. That's like using the energy in running your hairdryer for an hour to drive a car from here to Charlotte and back. You have sometimes published and even patented your homework. You have turned your ideas into apps and prototypes and even companies. You have traveled to Guatemala and Rwanda, to Kenya and El Salvador to put your engineering skills to work in service of our global community. You have traveled to local schools here in Durham to teach young kids just how cool it is to be an engineer. You have traveled to national conferences to present your research and to the White House to tell others about your experience as a Grand Challenge Scholar. I have seen you bring home Duke's first gold medal in the International Genetically Engineered Machines Synthetic Biology competition. I have witnessed you wow a crowd of former astronauts and aerospace industry leaders at the National Press Club, where you announced a $25 million student and crowd-funded campaign to launch a time capsule to Mars. I saw you modify toys for children with disabilities and teach others the skills they need to do the same. I have seen you learn from these experiences why the world needs more engineers, because 7 billion dreams around the planet need fulfilling. Today we are giving the world more engineers, even better, Duke engineers. There are 294 of you in the graduating class, 288 today and 6 last December. That is some kind of a record, so let me pause to reflect on that number for a moment. Compared to the 330 of you who started 4 years ago, that means nearly 90% of you didn't transfer to Trinity. Which makes your dean very happy, and I thank you for that. But you didn't stay away from Trinity either. A record nearly 50% of you have a minor, certificate, or second major in Trinity. That means you are exceptionally well-rounded and better prepared for the complexity of 21st century engineering than any class to go before you. Give yourselves a hand. What does it mean to have been a Pratt student at Duke? To be here today, you have pulled all-nighters cramming for an impossible exam, labored away on unending homework sets, and debugged that circuit that seemed to work fine the day before you had to demonstrate it for a grade. It's a universal. Even with double majors and volunteer work, you've also found time to tent for a UNC game, enjoy e-socials, dance at e-ball, and e-picnic on a Friday afternoon outside of Twinnies with your fellow engineers. And you have seen that it's the people who make Pratt special. You are part of a special fraternity of men and women, and I hope that you will keep the friendships you have made here for life. Given that this is an engineering school graduation speech, I think it's only appropriate to include some numbers and equations. For the students, these are the last 2 equations you have to learn as an undergrad. Parents and non-engineers, all you need to know is DDT is calculus for rate of change, okay? Calculus speak, okay? So the first equation is, and I think we'll have it here, there it is, d Duke dt is equals epsilon to the 0 times Pratt. That is Pratt is the leading term in the Taylor series expansion for Duke. Okay, we have to be engineers sometime, right? Thanks. Courtesy applause, I appreciate it. But you are. There's another equation. dPratt dt and dWorld dt also have Taylor series expansions, and the leading term in them is you. I'm going to miss you guys too. The rise of Pratt and the positive changes in the world will be made by you. You know, Pratt graduation may be the only time that equations have ever appeared in Cameron Arena, and I'm not sure what Coach K would say about it, but we're on his floor, so I want to conclude by paraphrasing him. He said this about a basketball team, and I'm going to extrapolate it to the world. Paraphrased, he said, if you have the capacity to make the world better, you have the obligation to make it better. I know your Duke engineering education has given you that capacity, so you can fill in the rest of the message I have to you. So go out there now and become the stars we always knew you will be. Get on with dWorld dt. Congratulations, Pratt, class of 2015. Now let's hear from your senior class president, Morgan Simons.
Four years ago, we began our collegiate journey at Duke. As incoming freshmen during O Week, most of us were likely excited, nervous, and maybe even a little bit scared. Some of those feelings are probably mimicked today as we move on to the next stage of life. But this time, we'll be a little bit older and a little bit wiser because of the lessons we have learned in Pratt. On behalf of the class of 2015, I would like to welcome Dean Katsouleas, Dean Franzoni, all of our professors, our parents and siblings, our friends, and everyone who has helped make this journey possible. Although Pratt has taught us about how to be engineers, it has been more than an institution of academic learning. We've learned important lessons beyond how to calculate engineering stress and strain, such as the value of good friends. Duke and Pratt have taught me that friendship is equally about storming the court when your team wins a championship game, as it is about staying up late nights in CMOS working on problem sets and lab reports with friends who will stick by you. I remember bunkering down with Connie and working through the night on a notoriously difficult lab report, keeping each other company as we downed Red Bull, made graphs in MATLAB, and resisted the urge to give in and go to sleep. Despite the late hour, the stress of getting the reports done, and the delirium that was setting in as our bodies willed us to bed, I felt lucky and privileged to have a friend like her by my side. On nights like those, I realized that friendship at Duke is knowing that the bonds and relationships that we have formed while in Pratt are wholly unique and will last us a lifetime. I think that each class has its own defining characteristics and leaves a legacy at Pratt. Some are funny, and others are serious, but I think that we are collaborative. And that may sound boring and glib, because who wants to be known as the class that is good at teamwork? But engineering in general is collaborative, so how does that make us special? The degree to which members of our class work with and help each other demonstrates a deeper camaraderie and compassion that goes above and beyond the normal call of an engineer. As a class, we constantly work together on problem sets, projects, and when studying for exams. Our minds aren't solely dedicated to the pursuit of our own self-interest. We care about how our classmates and friends perform as well, and recognize that when we achieve something together, it has greater significance and impact than achieving it alone. Because ultimately, what is the goal of being an engineer? Is it about being the best, the smartest, or the most brilliant? Or is it about collectively building the tools and skills necessary to solve the problems that plague our world, as the National Academy of Engineers suggest in their Grand Challenges of Engineering? I believe that our class thinks that the heart of engineering lies in the latter question. We've worked hard for our degrees. One does not simply decide to become an engineer. Careful thought goes into the decision to pursue a degree in what can at times be a thankless discipline. You can often hear the complaints of students in CMOS about the workload, the amount of time spent in class, and the hits to their GPAs. So why do we do this? The answer is quite simply because we love it. The passion and commitment that our class exhibited inspired and challenged each of us every day to do more and be more, and taught us that we should always pursue what we love. So today, it is bittersweet to know that on this day of celebration, we must leave something behind to move forward. We are leaving behind our home for the last 4 years, the place where we have learned who we are and what we want out of life, to tackle the next challenge and pursue our goals. And finally, we, the class of 2015, leave Duke knowing we have left our mark and that a piece of us will always be with Pratt. We can come back, pick it up, dust it off, and be right at home again.
Thank you, Morgan. Before we start the presentation of diplomas, our Pratt faculty will present the distinguished awards that are noted in your program. We'd ask that graduates listed in the program for various departmental awards please proceed to the stage before your names are called to help speed up the process. I'll present the first award. The Walter J. Seeley Scholastic Award is presented annually by the Engineering Student Government to members of the graduating class of the school who have achieved the highest scholastic average in all subjects and who have shown diligence in pursuit of an engineering education. The award was initiated to honor the spirit of academic excellence and professional diligence demonstrated by the late Dean Walter J. Seeley. The ESG hopes that this award will serve as a symbol of the man and the ideals for which he stood. This year, there are 3 recipients. They are Catherine Elizabeth Brock, Ziyu Jiang, and Logan Wang Su. Please come up to receive your awards.
The Otto Meyer Jr. Tau Beta Pi Award is presented in recognition of Dr. Meyer's leadership in establishing the North Carolina Gamma Chapter on January 10, 1948, and his continuous service until April 19, 1975, as chapter advisor. This award is given annually to the graduating Tau Beta Pi members who symbolized best the distinguished scholarship and exemplary character required for membership. This year, the recipients are Issa Louise Farrell and Benjamin French Spilsbury.
The Pratt School of Engineering Student Service Award was established in 1978 and is given to a graduating senior who, by contributions of time, effort, and spirit, have significantly benefited the community of the School of Engineering. It is my pleasure to present the School of Engineering Student Service Award this year to Anna Elizabeth Knight.
I will present 3 awards for biomedical engineering students. The first is the Da Vinci Award. It's presented to the biomedical engineering student with the most outstanding academic record as determined by a faculty committee. The award commemorates the contribution of Leonardo da Vinci in laying the foundations of the mechanistic study of human life. This year, 2 graduates earned the award, Kevin Francis Keppel and Kevin J. Liang. The next is the Helmholtz Award. It's given to graduating seniors who present the best research projects as judged by the department faculty. The award commemorates the work of Hermann von Helmholtz in laying the foundation of biomedical engineering. And this year the recipient is Samantha Melinda Perez. Finally, the Theo C. Pilkington Memorial Award was established in 1993 by the Whitaker Foundation as an endowment award in memory of Dr. Theo C. Pilkington, founding chairman of the Department of BME at Duke University. The recipient is selected at the end of the junior year, and the award is given in recognition of outstanding perseverance and accomplishment in the study of biomedical engineering. This year, I'm proud to give this award to Natalie S. Fahey.
The ASCE Outstanding Senior Prize is presented annually by the North Carolina section of ASCE to a graduating civil engineering senior or seniors in recognition of an exceptional positive impact on the student chapter of ASCE and scholastic record. This year's recipients are James Thomas Flynn and Zachary Samuel Wiener. The Brewster Snow Environmental Engineering Award, established in 1979, is presented annually to the senior who has demonstrated academic excellence, interest, and enthusiasm in the study of environmental engineering. This year's recipient is Catherine Elizabeth Brock. The Aubrey Palmer Award, established in 1980, is presented annually to a civil engineering senior or seniors in recognition of outstanding academic achievement. selection is made by the faculty of the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. This year's recipients are Catherine Elizabeth Brock and Jiu Jiang. The Eric Poss Award, established in 1998 in memory of Dr. Eric Poss, former Director of Undergraduate Studies in Civil and Environmental Engineering, is presented to the graduating civil engineering senior, judged by the faculty to have conducted the most outstanding independent study project. This year's recipient is Stephanie Nicole Lawton.
The David Randall Fuller Prize for Achievement in Electrical and Computer Engineering is presented annually to the graduating senior who has shown the most improvement in academic performance over the first 3 years. This year there are 2 recipients, Ryan Elliott Fischel and Alex Cameron Morrill. The George Sherrod III Memorial Award in Electrical and Computer Engineering is awarded annually to the senior in electrical and computer engineering who, in the opinion of the electrical and computer engineering faculty, has attained the highest level of scholastic achievement in all subjects and simultaneously has rendered significant service to the School of Engineering and to the university at large. The award was established in 1958 by the parents of George Sherrod III, a graduate of the class of 1955, to recognize outstanding undergraduate scholarship. This year's recipients are Kevin J. Liang and Logan Wong Su. The Charles Ernest Seeger Memorial Award recognizes the most outstanding undergraduate research project and presentation as judged by the faculty in electrical and computer engineering as part of the graduation with distinction presentation session. The award was established in 1958 by the widow and friends of Charles Ernest Seeger, a graduate of the class of 1955. This year's recipient is Yachi Zhang. The Charles Rowe Vail Memorial Outstanding Undergraduate Teaching Award, established in 1997 by former students and colleagues of Charles Vail, a graduate of the class of 1937, professor from 1939 until 1967, and chair of the Department of Electrical Engineering from 1956 until 1964, recognizes the most outstanding undergraduate teaching assistants in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. This year, we have 2 recipients, Xavier DeGunton and Liviana Peng Gray.
The Pi Tau Sigma Scholarship Award in memory of T.C. Hayward Sr. is presented annually by Pi Tau Sigma to an outstanding senior in mechanical engineering at Duke University. Selection is based on academic excellence, engineering ability, and leadership, and it's chosen by a committee of the faculty. The recipient is David Thomas Rosenberg. The Mechanical Engineering and Material Science Faculty Award is presented annually in recognition of academic excellence to the graduating mechanical engineering senior who has obtained the highest level of scholastic achievement as determined by the faculty. And the recipient is Alexander Mieszko Radek.
Well, now we move on to graduation with departmental distinction. Graduation with distinction is awarded to the students who, in the opinion of their departments and of special committees of the faculty, have demonstrated exceptional achievement in the areas of their special interest by conducting independent research and study, or both, culminating in a distinguished piece of writing. I will recognize the biomedical engineering students that are graduating with departmental distinction. I'd like to ask you to rise. There are 20 of them. And hold your applause till the end, until after I read everybody's names. Could the BME graduation with distinction students rise, please? Thank you. There's one. There we go. Thank you. The students are Young Nan, Dylan Tanner Airy, Bianca Bracht, Samuel David Butensky, Kendall Marie Covington, Justin Zhengyang Fu, Anna Elizabeth Knight, Lynn Liao, Megan Liu, Andrew David Lynch, Samuel Spence McCatherine III, Matthew Robert Morgan, Michael Marvin Reese, Liangbo Shen, Morgan Garati Simons, Claire Marie Reagan Vanelli, Vignesh Vidatha, Taylor Doris Vonders, Jenny Yao, and Ananya Zucchi. Thank you.
Graduation with departmental distinction is an honor earned by civil engineering majors who have attained a high level of academic achievement, conducted an independent study project, and have been assessed by a faculty committee to have written a publication quality research paper and professionally presented their work before an audience of faculty and peers. I ask that these distinguished civil engineering graduates stand as I call their name to be recognized. Mona Chi Dai, Stephanie Nicole Lawton, Michaela Mariah McKenzie, and Clay Michael Sanders. Congratulations.
Graduation with distinction in electrical and computer engineering is awarded to students who have achieved outstanding academic performance and have completed a faculty-supervised independent research project in their senior year. The significance of this project has been demonstrated in a formal written report and defended in an oral presentation before a committee of faculty members. I would ask the recipients to rise when I say your name. This year's recipients are Brian Emmett Bowles, Gregory Humberto Canal, Minazul Islam, Paul Hyung-Suk Kim, Thomas Philip Klebanoff, Kevin J. Liang, Gift Nikaya Ramba, Anshuman Prasad, and Yachi Zhang. Congratulations.
Recipients of graduation with distinction in mechanical engineering and material science have performed independent research under the supervision of a faculty member, written a report of professional quality, and given a final presentation to our GWD committee. The recipients are Ishan C. Bott, Emily Fitch-Briere, Daniel Lee Colson, Isa Louise Farrell, Lucas Andrew Johnston, Taylor Rose Laub, Kevin Hao Ma, Kevin Michael Nicholas, Crystal Elaine Owens, Lauren Joy Silverstein, Michaela Margaret Wickman.
Now let us recognize two extraordinary programs which have changed the face of undergraduate education at Pratt. These two programs have become our trademark programs. First, let me introduce the students who were selected as first semester juniors to participate in the most intense and rigorous research program in any of the top universities in the country, our Pratt Fellows. Pratt Fellows, please stand. Wow. Stay standing. These students have performed nearly 2 years of research in their chosen project under the guidance of their Pratt faculty advisor during both the academic year and summer. Pratt Fellows have produced outstanding research accomplishments, numerous publications, presentations at national conferences, and even patents. They have won many renowned scholarships and fellowships and have accepted prestigious positions at graduate schools, medical schools, MD, PhD programs, and industry. Let's give them a hand again. Thank you. Please sit down. Second, I have the privilege of presenting to you a landmark program endorsed by the National Academy of Engineering and designed to prepare students to be the generation that solves the grand challenges facing society in this century. Now I'd like to present to you the graduating class of NAE Grand Challenge Scholars. As I call your name, will each student please stand and remain standing? Lucy Ahn, Bianca Bracht, Danielle Colson, Kendall Covington, Mona Dye, Issa Farrell, Lucas Johnston, Kevin Morrow, Kevin Nicholas, Gift Niakaramba, Christine Schindler, and Melina Smith. Stay standing. These NAE Grand Challenge Scholars have taken part in a multi-component program that includes research and practical experience, a multidisciplinary curriculum, participation in entrepreneurship, a global dimension, and a service component, all focused on one of the 14 grand challenges identified by the National Academy of Engineering. They each have earned the designation as NAE Grand Challenge Scholars on their official Duke University transcript. In addition, each student has received a letter of congratulations personally signed by Dr. Dan Moat, President of the National Academy of Engineering, and I believe it's in your diploma, so you'll get it in just a moment. Congratulations to our NAE Grand Challenge Scholars. And now I think it's time to hand out some diplomas. What do you think? Woo! All right.
All right, the ushers are going to show you. You're in alphabetical order across the rows. So. Ready? Okay. Abdulghani Abada. Priya Mona Achaibar. Andre Aganbi.
Yeah, Andre.
Youngnan Lucy An. Nicholas James Albertson. Rachel Evan Albright. Rashid Al-Hadi. Jessica Brooke Allen. Jachimika Chizom Amalonweza. John Frederick Anderson. Robert Scott Ansel. Diana Savea Anthony. Ruslan Ardashev. Dylan Tanner Airy. Obina Charles Asanugo. Emily Jane Auger. Kayla Nicole Bakshian. Abhishek Nandakumar Balakrishnan. Stephen W. Bow. Rodolfo E. Bacariso. Martha Massey Barker. Matthew Ford Barron. Rebecca Bow. Samantha Rose Bernstein. Gaurav Bhatt. Kyle Raj Bhatia. Ishan C. Bhatt. Brian Emmett Bowles. Ali Habib Butwala. Oh, he's not here. That's sweet. Julian Christopher Bory. Bianca Brocht. Andrew Wentz Bradshaw. Emily Fitch Briere. Catherine Elizabeth Brock. Mackenzie Francis Brown. Robert Wallace Bruce III. Samuel David Butensky. Christopher Allen Buxton. Connie Shoen Kai. Marcus Anthony Kane. Gregory Humberto Canal. Abigail Rose Carignan. Edward Philip Catterall. Michael David Servino. Allison Marie Chaffo. Brandon Chow. Bojia Chen. Howard Anhao Chen. Ria Devang Chitalia. Jay Chu. Crystal Ifenwa Trisha Chukura. Hojini Chung. Michael Jonas Kogo. Marcus Christopher Coleman. Robert Bristol Collins III. Danielle Lee Colson. Griffin Ashley Cooper. Kendall Marie Covington. Molly Jeanette Culhane. Bradley Raymond Curran. Spencer Robert Dahl. Mona Chi Dai. Reed William D'Amico. Jeffrey Robert Day. Xavier DeGunton. Jingwei Deng. Anthony Diaz. John Mackenzie Dickinson. Tiffany Wei Dong. Thomas Murphy Donley. Justin Wolcott Erickson. Catherine Lorraine Ernst. Eric Daniel Asoyan. Natalie S. Fahey. Henry Jacob Farley. Mengcho Feng. Isa Louise Farrell. Stefan Erhard Fertala. Jeremy Aaron Fisher. Ryan Elliott Fischel. Ashley Bolick Flynn. James Thomas Flynn. Robinson LeBeau Ford. Brett Stephen Fox. Sean Anders Frith. Justin Zhengyoung Fu. Nicholas Alexander Gom. Thomas Gerard Garambone. Cameron James Gillespie. John G. Gitau. Matthew Clifford Glasswand. John Robert Godby. Yekaterina Vladimirovna Gorbachova. Miranda Rachel Gorman. Leviana Pung Gray. Charles Joseph Guthrie. Elena Maria Haig. Ellen Elisa Hammett. Grace Yenny Hahn. Kirsten Lee Harlan. Garrett Marshall Harmson. Bennett Leanna Haskin. Altamash Shamsul Hassan. Eric Parker Hegstrom. Matthew Zhao Hendricks. Eduardo Hernandez Nieves. Juwan Hong. Chloe Alexandra Howard. Kevin Lin Hu. David Huang. Tracy Yuling Huang. Wunyang He. Brian L. Hayun. Allison Therese Hyans. Minhazul Islam. Sanmay Jane. Kevin Accord Jane. Jiyu Jiang. Lucas Andrew Johnston. Thaddeus Deary Jones. Chase McLean Kiesling. Mark Kenneth Kellish. Garrett Michael Kelly. Kevin Francis Keppel. Emmanuel Destin Kerr Brown. Hyun Soo Kim. Justine G. Hyun Kim. Paul Hyung Suk Kim. Sang Yeon Kim. Yehoon Kim. Brianka Laverne King. Lindsay Brooke Kirschenbaum. Thomas Philip Klebanoff. Anna Elizabeth Knight. Todd Weston Corbush. David Russell Kornberg. Roman Alexander Kowalchuk. Benjamin Taylor Krebs. Morgan Wood Cray. Aaron Benjamin Krolick. Alexander Joseph Kanucky. Madison Michelle Larson. Taylor Rose Laub. Stephanie Nicole Lawton. Charlotte Ann Lawrence. Michael Jinsuk Lee. Caroline Carter Lehman. Virginia Noel Lailani Lehman. Bradley Rollin Levergood. Jennifer Ann Lovin. Zachary Saul Ladis. Not here. Ang Lee. Daniel Kaiming Lee. Kevin J. Leong. Lin Liao. Hannah Rose Light. Darren Sang Chien Lim. Emily Thomas Lim. Ao Hue Lin. Clarissa Wei Liu. Hao David Liu. Catherine Maeve Livingston. Andrew James Locker. Eric McKendry Lowe. Matthew Lee Liu. Mengan Liu. Andrew David Lynch. Kevin Hao Ma. Catherine Mary McAdam. Matthew Jacob Malik. Katrina Maria Mancini. Destina Mantar. Kayla Patricia Manzi. Pritham Mathivanan. Kevin Martin Morrow. Kenneth Nakakuki McAndrews. Samuel Spence McCatherine III. Michaela Mariah McKenzie. Carmen Antoinette McKnight. Gregory Ramon Sintel McLean. Shanice Jada McLean. Kevin Patrick McVeigh. Kyle Douglas Meadows. Graham Cleveland Miller. Kit Loynd Miller. Joshua Alexander Mitchell. Enrique Huska Queiroz de Moraes. Matthew Robert Morgan. Alex Cameron Morrill. William Flawed Morris IV. Christopher John Murphy. Kristen Marie Murray. Lauren Olivia Musso. Kenny Erng. Kevin Michael Nicolaus. Gift Nikayaramba. Jason Paul Ottinger. Max Henry Orenstein. Gavin Grant Oshak. Crystal Elaine Owens. Samantha Melinda Perez. Victoria S. Ping. Nathan Charles Prabhu. Anshuman Prasad. Thomas Andrew Puglisi. Talal Javed Kadri. Li Chi. Alexander Mieszko Radek. Karthika Raja. Michael Marvin Rees. Daniel Aaron Reef. Jonathan Rashev. Jason Edward Rice. Lucas Wesley Rose. David Thomas Rosenberg. Jordana Paige Rosenberg. Matthew Alexander Roy. Savayan B. Roy. Clay Michael Sanders. Timo Juhani Santala Jr. Deepak Suthyana Ryan. Christine Elise Schindler. Derek Darren Schocken. Jacob Bricklin Schwab. Kenneth Siegel. Sabrina Concepcion Serrano. Encore Rajiv Shah. Jake Matthew Sheriff. William Daniel Shelburne. Liangbo Shen. Kevin Morris Shank. John Braddock Shoemaker. Michael Allen Short. Lauren Joy Silverstein. Alexander Paul Simcoe. Morgan Garrity Simons. Ian Simpkins. Sean Quinn Stivers Simpson. Brendan Philip Smith. Melina Veronica Smith. James Henry Spellings. Benjamin French Spilsbury. David Foster Spruill. Nicholas Norman Strelke. Logan Wang Su. Lucas William Sukomel. Gerhard Schott Supiger IV. Daniel Joseph Sikora. George Iolanov Terziev. Matthew David Tiberi. Garrick Michael Tolley. Michael Robert Tomeno. Brian Alexander Tong. Ryan Mason Toussaint. Benson Wally Tran. Martha Bibani Trevino Garidao. Mackenzie X. Tunick. Broderick Devonta Turner. Claire Marie Reagan Vanelli. Noel Amado Vera Gonzalez. Jonathan Matthew Victor. Nikhil Shane Viswanathan. Vignesh Vudatha. Taylor Doris Wanders. Russell William Wagstaff. Joshua Robert Waldman. Mingjun Wang. Michaela Margaret Wickman. Zachary Samuel Wiener. Carolyn Collins Williams. Jessie Aline Wilson. Marone Zacharias Wald Tensei. M. Fikret Yalchinbosch. Jenny Yao. Hygriva Narayana Sainath Yedla. Hamid Kamal Yildirim. Peter Cuban Yam. Young Hui Yoon. Elder Masahiro Yoshida. Wayne Shioen Yu. Justin Shiya Yu. Yancheng Zheng. Jimmy Y. Zhang. Susan Zhang. Yachi Zhang. Yi-chun Zhang. Ananya Zucchi.
Graduates, on behalf of the faculty here on the stage, I can't tell you how proud of you we are. We wish you the best. We have only one last request, and that is, when you go out in the world, please stay in touch with each other, and please stay in touch with us. Stay connected to Duke, stay connected to Pratt. Have a wonderful life, a wonderful career, and enjoy the rest of the day with your parents, your mothers, your family. Congratulations again, class of 2015.